Better late than never. Want to do a little update on my channel, let everybody know what's going on. Um, I haven't posted a video here in about 4 months, give or take a little bit since I first started vaping. Just want to let everybody know what's going on. I want to be able to post more videos, post more regularly, but it is all going to depend on my availability. Right now it looks like Wednesdays are going to be the best days for me to shoot videos. I don't have a whole lot going on in the middle of the week. So it'll give me a little time there. So you guys, I'll try to get about one video out a week here, all depending. But moving forward, we'll see how it goes, what the response to this video is, and what I get for responses moving forward. I know there are plenty of people out there who do support me and everything that's going on here between Fresh and everybody else. I see Giz, Permit, everybody who I see on Fresh's Friday show are very supportive, so I know I'll get some good feedback from you all as well. I guess what I would like to find out is what kind of videos would you guys like to see me doing? Would you like to see me do something more along the lines of a review? I know I don't have any reviews out there as of yet. Or would you rather have like more of these vlog type things where I'm just sitting here chatting away with you even though you're not there to speak to me? I can go either way. Doesn't matter to me. And there's a couple things that I would like to plug out there, and I will indeed plug those. And you'll be able to see down in my comment section, or excuse me, not in the comment section, what do I mean? The description down below, the things that I'm going to be plugging. A couple of them are for the Adore Eliquids and also for Fluent Vapors. So, and both of these, phenomenal juices, and both of them are doing some great work for vaping advocacy. So if you've not seen them, please go check out their websites. Both of their descriptions are down below. If you do go to the Fluent Vapors websites, pick up the Addis yogurt, 100% of that profit goes to notblowingsmoke.org. Nothing is kept for the manufacturer, so that's always a huge plus. Now, as far as things I'd like to talk about kind of where I'm at with this vaping journey. I'm in this middle realm right now where I'm getting close to wanting to start to build. However, I'm not sure how I want to go about that completely, whether it's going to be something along the lines of, do I go straight to dripping or do I buy an RDA? I haven't made up my mind there yet. I do keep taking a look at that Heracles tank. However, I did just purchase the Heracles Plus tank the other week, and I don't want to get myself in trouble with my vaping budget, because otherwise the wife will kill me, and we cannot have that. So, although I will say right now, this tank is phenomenal. I really do like it. There's only one downfall that I've seen with it, and that's that I don't like the drip tip. The drip tip is a mile long. I mean, if you take a look at this drip tip versus what I've got here on this K-Fun, there's a huge difference. I mean, you're looking at one drip tip versus, excuse me, these are right next to each other here. No, it's hard to tell, but one's half the size of the other one. I don't like this long one, and it's got too much of a plasticky taste to it when I take a rip off of it. I will be doing a video later on of breaking this down, something a little up close here. I did get it all blacked out so that way it would match my iStick 100 watt here. So that will be a video coming in the future here. I'm still rocking my e-cigator as well. Right now I've got the Coco's Dream in there from Fluent Vapors. Now, I still rock the iStick 50 watt as well. This has been kind of my go-to mod for work, just because everything's right there. I don't have to worry about batteries or anything. And if the battery does get low at work, I can always charge it standing, which is great. Whereas the one downside I have here to the Eli 600 watt is that if I'm going to charge the 18650s in it, where they start to get low, I've got to charge it from the bottom, so I can't keep a tank sitting on there straight up. There's possibility of leaks. I don't worry about this tank leaking at all. It does not leak. That is the most phenomenal thing I can say about that. I'll be doing a review on this tank as well here. This is the K-Fun V6. So a lot of those things I would like to go over. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, what are your guys' thoughts? Where would you like to see me take this channel? I don't have a whole lot of you subscribed at this moment. However, I hope to be able to change that. There's a couple other things I'm looking to do, which I'm thinking about DIYing. Which, thank God, Fresh is a great friend of mine, because if I have any questions whatsoever, that's going to be the way to go. I don't know. What do you think? Where should I go with this? Or do I just kind of stay on this middle ground? I know I want to start building. I'm looking at some of these just crazy awesome builds. And I'm not going to build because I want to do cloud chasing. I'm building because I've gone into some of the local brick and mortars here, and I've got to try some of the builds that some of the guys that run the shop have. And the flavor is 100 times more phenomenal off of those builds versus they are off of a Atlantis coil or a coil out of a Heracles Plus. Don't get me wrong, both of these have phenomenal flavors for what they are, but when you got a straight build in there that you created, whether it be just a regular old Canthal wire or dual fused Claptons made out of stainless steel, there's a huge difference in flavors there compared to these little tiny coils that come in this. I mean, for example, this tank here takes these wonderful little Atlantis coils. They're a great coil, and Atlantis now makes the coil that is, is Clapton's, which is a great thing. However, it's not the same. You don't get that same instant burst of flavor, which is why I think I want to go to that dripping side of the house. Now, I understand I'm going to go through a buttload more juice, which is why the DIY thing comes into play. Is it something that I really want to take on? I guess that's the question here. I know I'm kind of squirreling a little bit all over here, but these are the kind of things that are going through my mind, and probably why I'm having such a hard time making up my mind is because I've got 1,000 different things that I want to have happen here. If I do go that route where I want to start building, I'm trying to figure out what do I want to start building on, where I'm only going to run no more than 70 to maybe 80 watts max. I mean, I don't know that I'm comfortable going above that yet. The vape off 70 watts on that Heracles tank is perfectly warm, just about where I like it. I pulled 75 to 80 watts off of a couple of other devices of people I ran into. Let me take pulls off their devices that were builds off of drippers, and it was the right area for me. So I don't think I'm going to go much higher than that, if at all. So, I'd like your guys' input. Where do you think that right area to build would be? Do I go a tank build, or do I just go straight dripping? What do you guys think? And as far as what would be a good device to start out with? And don't get me wrong, I'm seeing some crazy things out there that I'm like, ooh, I want to get that. Ooh, I want to get that. Ooh, I want to get that. However, on the other side of that, I'm also looking at going, ooh, my wallet can't handle that. Or, ooh, my wallet can handle that one, but I don't think I like it. So you guys want to throw a couple comments out there, what you think would be next new Addy for me would be great. As far as mods go, I've been looking a little bit more, but right now I'm happy with that iStack 100 watt TC. The hand feel is great. Although there is something that I did want to mention here, even though this is not a review for this as well. But and you guys look right here on the buttons. I accidentally brushed my keys against it in my pocket the other day, and I know my camera's not that great, but you can see where the paint chipped off on the buttons here. Not a happy camper about that. There's no paint chipped anywhere else. In fact, let me take the top off here. You're looking right down at the 510. I've been screwing these different atomizers on, and it's not losing any paint here. But for some odd reason, one time you accidentally scrape your keys against the button, takes the paint right off the damn buttons. Don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Now, I did since I bought this mod, I've actually read quite a bit more reviews, watched a bit more videos on it. I've seen some people complaining about the 510 pin. I don't have that problem with it. I don't know if it's just been a fluke thing. It's also like I've heard some problems with the mechanical lock that's on here. Don't have that problem either, but that's something I'll cover later in the videos. The other thing I do want to start taking a further delve into, because I don't know a whole lot about it, is batteries. The batteries, everything I've learned has been via some videos. However, those videos don't tell me as much as I would like. Now, I do watch some sites, and I do know that they said they were coming out with a 4500 mAh battery, so it's gonna be a lot longer battery life than these 2500s that I've got here. So it's all something I want to take a look into and verify if those are actually going to be safe or not before I decide to go full bore into them, especially because I know what I'm getting for a pulse out of this, but I don't know what I'm going to get for a pulse out of another battery. So it's all things that do need to be looked into. But for now, I guess it's just kind of a, hey, this is what's going on. The vaping's going great. I have not smoked a cigarette in 4 months at least. And now it's really starting to sickening me every time I smell one. And it's not the smell of the cigarette so much, it's the smell of the stale cigarette. Like, I can go outside and stand bullshit with smokers at work. No problem. Cigarette smell doesn't overly bother me. It bothers me a little bit, but it's like when they come in, or I can tell somebody's been smoking, or they smoke in their car, and you can just smell that cigarette butt in there. It's just, ugh. It smells like an ashtray. That's the easiest way to explain it. Like, now that I don't smoke, I smell it all the time, and I want to get rid of it. But it is what it is. And the only way that those cigarettes are going to go away is if we continue to help vapors like myself who were smoking 4 months ago. Take that initiative to go, hey, why don't you give this a try? See if this helps you quit. Now, there's something that I will put out here, and that's that I know they have to want to quit. However, if they're not trying to quit and you want to say lessen them to help them smoke less, that's a great thing, because guess what? They can definitely smoke less by vaping. That I do know. It's something that I decided when Fresh sent me this e-cigator. When I first got my hands on this, I decided that I was just going to go balls to the walls and quit. and I said, you know what, screw it, we're done, no more cigarettes. That was with some 6 milligram juice. 6 milligram was great. He gave me some great advice. He said, whenever I want a cigarette, you go and you pull on this thing until you no longer want that cigarette. He said it doesn't matter how many times you need to pull. And he was right. It did work. So I can most definitely give him credit on that. And speaking of which, let me take a little vape off this. I'm still impressed by this little thing. I know it's not the newest sublime pen out there, but it still puts off a hell of a amount of flavor and a decent little cloud for those that are looking for that. It definitely has that same draw as a cigarette, where it's a little tougher pull, as long as you don't have these top airflows opened on here. Speaking of which, I'm going to be doing a review on this here. I think that may be my next video. We'll go ahead and break this one down all the way. I really wish I could remember where the hell I put the... Oh, I do still have the box. I thought I had lost the box. Never mind. We do still have this box here for this one, so I'll be able to do a full breakdown on this, down to all the specs and everything else. I think that'll be my next video that I put out there, because I've still got, as you can see, all the inserts and everything else that comes with it here, so we'll do that next on the channel here. But on that note, and I think what I'll do is I'll actually film that with my phone, because my phone's going to have a lot better quality than my built-in camera here on my computer. So this one, we're just kind of talking to you guys. What do you think? Is it somewhere that you would like to see me go? If you'd like to see me do those reviews, let me know. Or maybe just these ramblings where I'm talking about nothing to myself. I wish I would take notes on this stuff, but shooting from the hip's kind of fun. I can deal with that. It makes me feel like the Rambo of the talking world at this point. I don't know. Let me take a vape here and think about what we'd like to do. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a couple things I do have to say about this. It's still an excellent device, so there'll be a couple things that we'll talk there about. And go from there. I'm going to have to see if I can get something to put it up against to give you guys a little bit of a size comparison. Or I wish I had a mat where it had those like inch squares on it, so that way you guys had some point of reference as far as what the size is, because I know when I go like this and I show you something way up close, that thing looks huge. It's really not. I'm not a big guy, I don't have big hands, but I mean, it looks like it's a big device when you put it up. Even the tank, I can put the tank right up to the camera and it looks huge. Oh. And I'd also like to do a little shout out to my local B&M that they do some very nice stuff, and that's Voltage Vapor and e-cigarettes. They do have one of my favorite juices outside of Adore and Fluent, which is this Cloud Machine Fat Sandwich. I don't think they sell online yet. The second they do, I will be posting a link for that so you guys can get your hands on it, because it's phenomenal. It's a peanut butter banana sandwich with a strawberry glaze. And it's not like a candied strawberry either. It tastes like almost like a fresh, it's like a fresh strawberry topping that you would find on like a strawberry shortcake, I guess is the best way that I can think that kind. Or it's almost tastes like that, where you got that like runny, fresh strawberries with the sugary little syrup in there. It's phenomenal. I did send a bottle of that out to Fresh this week. I actually sent him 2. So one I do know that we're going to be giving away, so somebody will be getting that. There'll be more details to follow with that once we've figured that out. may happen this week. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I do know I sent 2 bottles out to him. I want him to try it first before we do a full giveaway of that. And I guess that's part of me wanting to give back a little bit because everybody else has given so much to me. I mean, any questions I've had, there's always been an answer, and I hope that's the case with this video. If there's anything you guys would like to see me do, please let me know. In that case, let's end this with a cloud.